So it's really important for owners to medicate. A lot of owners drive for large distances to come to us, and they've got to medicate at home. Not everyone can afford to leave a pet in hospital to have treatments done the whole time. So what I'd like to do is show you today on this video how to medicate a bird. Penelope is a conure, a little bit underweight, large wounds on its neck. So we'll discuss how you give the antibiotics and how you give the treat the wound on the neck. But essentially, when we hold a bird, I've really just got my fingers around the bird's neck. I'm going to demonstrate it on our client who's going to do the medication. But if you can see, I've just got my hand just around the neck. These three fingers are very lightly touching the left wing. And my thumb is, this part of my body gently touches the right wing. So I've got control of the bird. But the big thing I'd like you to note in the video is when I'm holding the bird, can you, Penelope, please let go? When I'm holding the bird, this is the sternum. And if you notice, I'm putting no pressure on the sternum. The bird can breathe. Birds don't have a diaphragm like mammals do. So it's really important when you restrain a bird that they can bleed. Sorry, they can breed.
You bleeding birds, are you?
They've got to be able to breathe freely and easily. We breathe by our diaphragm going down and sucking air. Birds actually open up the whole chest and breathe. So by not putting pressure on the sternum or the chest at all, you're not restraining. And that's why you'll see that when we handle birds, we're very comfortable. And the birds are comfortable. They don't complain too much. Please put your hand out. I prefer the other hand. So this is going to be our model. That's the bird's beak. The nail is where they bite. The wings come down here. There's another wing here. And I'm going to hold both of them exactly the same way. So I've now got the two of them in parallel. Hello, hello, hello. You got it. So what I'll do is I'll put my hand around here.
There's not much pressure there, is there?
So there's pressure just here on the back of the thumb. So the pressure that is just over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
But there's no pressure. So let's put the bird down for a second now. So when I'm holding, try and touch me with your nail. Try and scratch me with your nail. So can you see, even with not putting no pressure, I can't be bitten. Now, open your hand, close your hand. Open your hand, close your hand. So this is the equivalent of the sternum. Even though I'm holding the bird, that's on the wing, that's holding the other wing. So even though I've got the bird in really good control, the bird can breathe. And while I'm talking to you and handling things, could you comment on how tight I'm holding your hand? So there's gentle pressure. The analogy I use to owners, it's a stupid analogy, but it works well for me. If there was an ant between my finger and the bird, I wouldn't be killing it. The ant would probably be fine to go away afterwards, but it's firm. The big thing is that I've got the hand firmly, but not tight. So let's now do the medication. So you'll never have a volume as big as this. So very gently, depending which hand you're going to use, you'll hold the bird exactly like I showed you. And normally when you bring the syringe to the beak, they normally bite the syringe. They're biting the tip of the syringe. And he's taken his medicine really well. That was 1/10 of a mil and he's taken it really well. Now, for those of you still watching, our bird's fine. You can see I'm holding, everything's good. There's a bonus. I'm going to give you some bonus material. One is this little guy's got so this is more tricky and it's going to be a little bit harder for the owner. But we've got quite a bad wound on the neck and that's the reason the pet's here. So I've got to we're putting a drop of antibiotic on the wound. So I've put the antibiotic on and I've spread it around here. In this particular case, I've actually used an eye drop antibiotic in case it went in the eye or hurt the bird, but that's what we've done. And another bonus you're going to get is I'm going to actually tube this bird. I want to boost it. I want it to rehydrate it. I want to give it some electrolytes. This little girl, believe it or not, looks so young. She's laid 3 eggs. So we open the beak. This is bonus stuff. This is not for you to do at home. But you can see how we crop feed a bird. So we tube feed a bird, there's almost no stress of coming. So this is, if your bird is in hospital with us, that gets done 3 or 4 times a day.
So you're worried about sepsis with this one, are you, Phil?
It's a deep wound, the bird's a little bit sick. It's not really relevant, but the bird's laid, this little girl's laid 3 eggs in the last week on top of everything. So there's a massive pull of protein, calcium, energy out the bird. We've got this deep wound on the neck that's a bit septic. So besides the antibiotic and medication, I've also sent this bird home with a collar, but not to use straight away because it's a bit stressful. But it sounds like they got very caring owners, and I think we hopefully we're going to be okay. It's nice to see birds are at home at the vet. And
already flying around.
And we're not stressed at all when the bird's off the... Yes, and you can see how comfortable the bird is with the staff, even after it's had all these things done. All the vets that we've got here. Happy with everyone. Okay.
Okay.